Hi, everybody. So I'm kind of trying to do something differently today. We'll see if it works out. I'm doing Instagram Live, Facebook Live, but I'm wondering if Instagram is going to be backwards. So I apologize to anybody that's trying to watch. So welcome today to a special Sneakered Life Less Than 10 talk. Again, I'm trying to do like a simulcast to make sure that everybody gets these tips, tools, and tricks that I'm giving you every single day of the week so that you can create a life that drives, empowers, excites, and motivates you. That's what I do with Sneakered Life Coaching, one-on-one life coaching or organizational development. So let's get into today. Captivate. Huh? I'm talking about captivating. You know, have you ever met someone? Have you ever met someone and their presence just pulls you in? Maybe they're an engaging speaker. Maybe they're, an extraordinary listener. Maybe they're an exciting innovator, or maybe they're just abundantly compassionate. We can all think of those people that absolutely captivate us. Or how about seeing a beautiful sunset, or the birth of your child, or just extraordinary artwork? We know that feeling of being captivated. So I have to tell you a story. Back in about 2003, I took a quick jaunt into international trade. Yes, I have an abundant history of a lot of different jobs. In fact, it was so funny. My husband and I were talking the other night, and we're having fun kind of looking at houses because we just kind of get that bug. And I said to him, well, this one's on a floodplain. This is the insurance we'd have to do. And he's like, how do you know that? I'm like, oh, didn't you know? I used to read floodplain maps. He's like, what? Why did you do that? But anyway, I digress. In 2003, I took this short jaunt into international trade. It was just a year of my life, and I had the most miserable manager ever. That I have ever had. She was terrible. She was terrible. It's she was like exactly what you shouldn't be as a boss. She degraded me. She humiliated me multiple times, but it was funny. I was like a dog that was constantly kicked, but I kept going back for more. And I think about why. And here's it. Here's the reason why. She was powerful and she commanded a room. People listened to her with intensity. She just got things done. And even in her most vulnerable moments, she would mentor me. So I'll never forget, she took me to her home. I don't remember, we were out and about in the community doing something, and we had to run by her house. And I was living in Washington State, and it was this beautiful old neighborhood with all these amazing craftsman homes, and it just set my heart like, oh, it was so beautiful. These giant oak trees and just old architecture. It was just beautiful. So I walked into her house, and it was just lushly decorated. Just anything you think of that's rich and beautiful, that was her house. And she took me through the entire house. And after she showed me the entire house, it was kind of awkward because I thought, why is she being so nice to me? But after she walked me through her house, she said, Piper, you have got to live in you, like who you are, not anyone else. You're young, but you need to learn this now, or you won't achieve this or anything else that you want. And at first, I, kind of took it like, why is she talking down to me? And then the second part was, I never said I wanted a house like this. I was doing the young kid things. I was young. But the thing is that she was speaking to who I was at the time. I was mimicking those around me. I wasn't really walking in my own confidence. So not long after this whole, her event, walking me through her house, this great vulnerable moment with me, she fired me. She fired me. And I wonder to this day, I really, truly wonder to this day, why did she fire me? Because it was just out of the blue. There was no anything, Piper, clear your desk, you're gone. But I really wonder if it was because I wasn't confident. I wasn't captivating the audience, and she needed that within this international trade company. So here's the moral of my story. Don't be an ogre like she was, the worst boss ever, but captivate individuals. She captivated me. She did, her ugliness and all. But like with all things, there's examples and cautionary tales, and she was kind of a mixture of both. But you know, we have to learn to walk within our strengths. We do, and use them powerfully. And by doing so, we're going to captivate our audience, whether it's your team in your office or a team of, you know, third grade soccer players. So let me ask you, have you ever walked away from an interview and thought, you know, oh my gosh, that was so bad. There's no way I got that. Have you ever walked away from an interview like that? I know I have. I felt like a fraud and a failure. Now, conversely, have you ever walked out of an interview and thought, yes, I nailed that. I am on cloud 9 and I got it. So think about that. What are the differences? What was the difference between those two times? You were walking in your strengths. You were captivating your audience when you walked away feeling like you nailed it. So by harnessing our strengths, you are unconsciously drawing others to you like a moth to a flame. And this has been found across the board with research. People are drawn to others that are authentically showing themselves. So how do we do this? How do we captivate our audience, whatever your audience may be? Well, you need to answer a few questions. So the first question I would ask you is, how would you describe yourself personally and professionally? Think of some great descriptor words, okay? What are those words, okay? Are you diligent? Are you ambitious? Are you a risk taker? Are you calculated? Think about those words. Describe yourself personally and professionally. And I would love for you guys to drop comments. That would be great. Second, what I would say is write all of this down. I want you to ask yourself, if there was to be a toast given in my honor, what would a family member say, a friend say, a coworker say, and an acquaintance say? What would they say about you? Okay? What would they say? How would they describe you? So next, I want you to ask yourself, what drives me? What sets me on fire? You know, I just get invigorated by it. What is that? Next, I want you to ask yourself, what drains you? What dampens your spirit? What exhausts you? Write those things down. So, for example, I would describe myself as authentic, ambitious, goal-oriented, decisive. I love relating to others and being strategic. You know what lights me on fire? I love creating improved systems, guiding people to achievement, and I love the ability to relate to people on an individual basis. It matters to me so deeply. But you want to know what dampens my spirit and drives me crazy? Confined parameters. The lack of the ability to innovate. I hate hiding who I really am. I'm front and center. And I hate things that stifle creativity and growth. So what about you? Okay, think about this. What are your descriptor words? What drives you? What sets you on fire? What dampens your spirit? What would people say? How would they describe you? These are all going to give you, you know, a place to follow with your captivating factors. I know part of my captivating factor is I'm authentic. I'm sitting here in my overalls, you guys. Does that make me less of a professional? No, but it is authentically me. So I want you to think about all those descriptor words. This is how you captivate others. You walk within your strengths, captivate them with these strengths. Put yourself in a position to use these strengths, because again, when you captivate the audience, I'm telling you, things happen. They fall into place and you grow in personal confidence. So let me ask you, are you captivating in your personal life or professional life? Are you? How can you be more captivating? What is holding you back? I know it's hard. I know it's hard to identify our own strengths. And I think sometimes we feel like we're not being humble enough, but that's not the case. By recognizing and discerning your strengths, by recognizing your captivating factors, this grows you personally and professionally. You walk on a path of your strengths rather than fighting a path that's full of weaknesses that just don't fit the bill for you. So that's why people work with me. That's why I coach individuals in their strengths so they can captivate. So what would that look like for you? If you recognized your captivating factors, your strengths, to walk in them, what would that do for your life right now? What does that look like? I mean, take some time, visualize this. You can have this based on your unique strengths. So, are you captivating? Ask yourself these questions. Create a list of those describer words. What does your job look like? What does your home look like? Use your strengths and captivate your audience. So thanks so much for joining me today. I am Piper Harris. This is a Lesson 10 Talk. It's 11 minutes and 11 and a half minutes. But thank you so much for joining me with Sneakered Life Coaching, where I try to give you tips, tools, and tricks to create a life that drives, empowers, excites, and motivates you. If you're having a hard time discern where to go and how to captivate your audience, I would love to talk to you. Please send me a message or head on over to my website at piperharris.net for more information. Thanks, everybody, and I hope that everyone has a fabulous weekend. I know I'm absolutely looking forward to it, and I'll talk to everyone really soon. How do I end it?